Welcome to the session. I am Uday Ganga, Assistant Professor from Department of Food Processing Engineering. I am going to share about the PowerPoint on meat tenderization. And before going to the point on meat tenderization, we have to know the thing is what is meat and what is tenderization. Meat is a compound, which means it is a food material from the organic substance, which means it is derived from the animals. Commonly, the meat is derived from animals. Most of the meat can be fish meat or the meat can be diffused, that is white meat or red meat. So in order to go for the meat tenderization, which means tenderization, when you are coming for the point of tenderization, the tenderization is the one which is with the sensory attributes. When you are coming for the sensory attributes, the tender is coming with the palatability. So the food is recommended only by the consumer preference. When the food is of higher palatability, which means it need to be with more moisture, and in the same case it should not be someone will be having the palatability of not liking the porridge like food materials. So in order to make the food material tender, when we are coming to the point of meat, we can be knowing there are different types of food, that is which is be food of beverage, and when you are coming to the food of raw materials, that is rice porridge, rice flakes, everything will be there. So everything is differing. So here we are dealing about the meat tenderization in order to make the tenderization part of the meat. So moving on to the presentation, first thing is tenderness, that is important processing technology for the utilization of making the tough meat to benefit both the producer and the consumer, as we have discussed before. So in order to make the production and the consumer preference, we are going for the part of meat tenderization. After the processing, that is when the meat is processed, and after the process it will be taken for tenderization. People used to say they like to eat the tender meat, that is in the case of sheep and all, they used to say the sheep, when it is in the lamb, the taste of the meat will be good. When it is older, that means when it is an aged meat, there happens lack in tenderness. So we are going for the tenderization, whether it can be natural or artificial, or by means of insulating some things. So by means of inherent property determined by composition, structure and ease of chewing and disintegration. And chewing is the important part which is coming with the palatability of the material, that is with the palatability of the meat. So next one is degree of consumer satisfaction and perception. And we know about the hedonic scales on sensory attributes. So when you are going for the consumer preference, they will be preferring the food with chewability. That means when you are dealing here, it comes with tenderness. And the next thing is toughness reduction. That is, toughness is caused by the connective tissues and by means of the actinomycins present in the tissues of the meat, which means the connective tissues we know. That is connective tissue which is composed by means of the proteins of, that is actin and myosin, which means here when the actin and myosin get compacted with the collagens, which means it is the connective part in the meat. When the collagens get tied up, which means after the glycolysis part, there happens rigor mortis. When the rigor mortis is continued, there happens this stiffness in the meat. So after the stiffness is continued, even that means both periods are there, pre-rigor mortis and post-rigor mortis. We have to know about the tenderness differing everywhere. So when the meat is transported at pre-rigor mortis condition, which means this after the slaughtering immediate processing happens, there comes the lack in the tenderness. So we have to make the tenderness of the product unite from the processing to the consumer, that is from the processing lane to the consumer table. And the next thing is pre-slaughter factors and the post-slaughter factors. Yeah, as I have discussed, everything is related with the tenderness. Pre-slaughter factor means which comes with the age of the animal species, whether it is coming under the pork meat, that is whether it is a pig or a cattle or a chick, everything differs. The next thing is breed. What breed it belongs to, and the age and the sex. Age means whether it is a grown up, that is 1 or 2 years of age, and the next thing is sex, whether it is a male or female, and when it is coming to the hereditary. As of human beings, every living organism having hereditary part. So as per heredity, some of the meat will be toughened and some of the meat will have higher tenderness. And the next thing is carcass grade. When coming for the carcass grade, which means carcass have some grade for slaughtering process. So when the slaughtering happens, hereditary and carcass grade. Carcass means the carcass which of the cut meat. So when you are going for the cut meats, there are different types of meat products. When you are going for sausage, it will be having some processing technique. When you are coming for the carcass of different grade, it will be differing from product to product, whether it is pre-processed or post-processed. And the next thing is post-slaughter factors. When you are coming for the post-slaughter factors, it says rigor mortis, post-mortem, glycolysis, age, pH, chilling, freezing, cooking affect the tenderness. Which means, as I have discussed, rigor mortis happens at the stage of rigor mortis is the thing where the stiffness occurs. So after the post-mortem, glycolysis lacks, which means everything, that is utilization of all the ATP molecules. It also results in the rigor mortis. And the next thing is aging. So they will be going for aging of the meat, whether they will be keeping the meat in the storage area, whether it is at minus 20 degree or minus 40 degree. They will be keeping it for aging for the meat. The next thing is pH. The important thing in the meat is pH. You know what is the pH of the meat. So when the pH changes occurs, if the pH get increased, there will be soreness. So as in the case where the pH is reduced, there will be some alkalinity. And after that, chilling and freezing. Yes, chilling and freezing affects the tenderness by means of the formation of the crystals. When it is coming for the crystals of higher, that is larger crystals and smaller crystals, these will be forming by means of the slow and fast freezing. So when it happens the slow freezing, there will be the formation of the larger crystals. So when the water molecules, we know meat is made up of 70% of moisture, that is 60-70, varying with the breeds. So when the formation of the larger crystals occurs in the meat, there it makes the tenderness to get spoiled. And after that, cooking. So when the meat is cooked for larger period of time, there happens the tenderness factors affecting. So moving on to the next slide. We are coming to the part, that is methods to tenderize meat. The common method for tenderization is natural and the artificial method of tenderization. Natural tenderization, when you are coming to the point of natural tenderization, we will be dealing the traditional part of tenderization. When you are coming to the modern, that is artificial means of tenderization, we will be dealing the mechanical, chemical, electrostimulation, which is in the common part. And other than this, we also are dealing some subordinary parts. So natural tenderization. Natural tenderization means we will be seeing the cut part of the pig, that is pork meat. They will be leaving the meat to stay in the live edge, that is here which means after the cutting of the, we know that is two vessels are important for the releasing of the blood from the animal, that is jugular vein and carotid artery. So after cutting of the carotid artery and making the carcass being like this, means after stunning and this slaughtering process, they will be hanging the animal as such. So when we are hanging the animal as this, there will be happening means complete bleeding of the animal takes place. So they will be keeping this animal. This is also called as the aging period for the meat. When it is kept as such for tenderization, there will be happening rigor mortis, that is pre-rigor mortis factors will get controlled, and after that rigor mortis happens. After the rigor mortis, the meat will come into the steady and stationary phase. So by this means natural tenderization occurs. Yes, it is caused by the action of the enzymes already present in the tissues. So when we are taking away the blood from the animals, so blood is a common factor for the growth of the microorganism. When it is completely released from the animal, some kind of the blood will be staying in the, when it is come to the red meat type, in the vessels the blood stains will be there. Other than that, the blood will be strained away. So in that case, the action of the enzymes already present in the tissues will be going in the factor of making the tenderness to the meat. So this effect can be enhanced by quick freezing before rigor mortis sets in, which means when it is coming for the freezing, that is slow freezing, in that case larger molecules, that is larger water molecules gets built up. So in order to avoid that, we have set up to make quick freezing before rigor mortis gets set in, and by hanging the meat at the optimum temperature and the time. So the temperature and time is the important factor which affects the food material. So especially before cooking, we have to make the meat hanging, okay, and it is called as conditioning. And when you are going for the traditional type of conditioning, people used to set the meat in a container, which means in the tawa or in the basin material, and they will keep it as such with, when it is mixed up with the turmeric. Turmeric, they used to say turmeric having the antibacterial characteristics. And the next one with the turmeric is, it also results in the conditioning process. And in some case, there will be some practices, they make it mingled up with the salt. This is done for aging meat commercially, and the natural enzymes in meat breaks down the tissues through dry aging. Water present in the meat evaporates, in turn concentrating the flavor, which means escapes of the water material. For example, when we are comparing it with the food material like oily material, which means the food which is having sugar brine, escapes of the water material and interact of the salt happens. As such here, the water present in the meat evaporates, in turn concentrating the flavor. When it gets evaporate, there happens the concentration. Wherever evaporation happens, there occurs the concentration of the food material happens. And the next thing is artificial tenderization. When we are coming for the large scale industries, artificial tenderization is the more focused kind of tenderization. So in the artificial kind of tenderization, we will be dealing with the mechanical tenderization. Mechanical tenderization, as its name indicates, we can be guessing that mechanical thing will be adapted in the kind of tenderization. Yes. So mainly used for the cattle or buffalo meat from the young and rapidly growing animals. So when we are going for the mechanical method of tenderization, cattle or buffalo meat, which means cattle or buffalo meat is commonly the larger kind of meat. When you are comparing with the chicken or with some other meat, and in under the same case, ostrich meats also will be there. Meat of different animals will be there, so it differs with the animals. Most probably the tenderization, they used to say the chicken gets tenders and the chicken gets because they are making the chicken to slaughter by the days of, that is from the 60th days of maturing. So mechanical methods includes, so when you are going for the mechanical types, it includes several. So as such needle, as such as such in the working tables it differs. Some will be coming with knife, some will be with injections, some will be with the machines. As such, here the mechanical thing differs. First one is tumbling, massaging and blade tenderization. When you are coming for the tumbling type, tumbling happen by means of the tumblers. Tumblers are the important machinery in meat tenderization, and the massaging happen by means of the pedals. Blades by means of the blade. We know what are the blades. And the next thing is pressure tenderization. Pressure tenderization happen by means of the pressure. Next thing is addition of pass pads. So when you are coming for the pass pads, most of the when you are coming for the pass pads, it is dealing by means of the chemical tenderization. Chemical tenderization also there, which means it can't be which means it can be told as a tenderization. Sorry. Addition of pass pad is a kind of tenderization, that is chemical type of tenderization which is accompanied with the mechanical type of tenderization. And the next thing is, we will be seeing in detail. First one is tumbling, massaging and blade tenderization. Tumbling means, we know about the tumblers, how the tumbler works. Tumbler is an important material, that is equipment for the tumbling of the meat. Tumbling means rotating of the meat by means of the force accompanied with the vessel, that is equipment bordering parts, which meat subjected to falling action in a rotating drum. Yes, rotating drum, where the rotating of the meat happens, which may be evacuated. Boneless cuts injected with a brine or added brine are introduced into the drum and mass tumble for short time of 10 minutes. So which means the people usually say it is getting injected. Yes, meat is getting injected, that which will be differing. So the first step when it comes for injection, in the part of tenderization, meat is injected with the salt solution. Salt solution means the brine solution. Brine solution which is of different quantity, that is most probably brine is the salt solution or the added brine. Tumbling happen by means of injection or by means of commonly making the meat to be poured into the meat to be placed into the drums and the brine is poured on the meat. So by means of the rotating action, there happens tumbling. This tumbling happens for the time duration of 10 minutes, that is mass tumble, which is totally tumbled. Meat recovered from the drum is held at chilling temperature for 16 hours. And then it is after tumbling, it is kept in the chilling, that is chilling temperature for 16 hours and then returned to the drum for further short tumbling before further processing. So before, which means before further processing, it includes here is packaging. So it is returned back. So after the chilling process, it is taken back to the process of tumbling, that is short tumbling, and after the short tumbling it is further processed, that is whether it can be stored or it can be made into pre-packed or it can be made into further small chunks or any products. And the next thing is massaging. When you are coming for the type of massaging, it is a kind of making the meat to get massaged. Meat either dried or injected with the brine, that as in the case of tumbling. Meat mass is moved slowly with broad pedals operating from the central shaft. So massaging happened by means of the paddles operating from the central shaft with churning action. We know what does mean by churning. Churning is a kind of revolving. Okay, by means of churning, as the case of butter churning, the churn means which comes with rotation. So after the churning only, in the case of milk, butter we get butter. As in the same case, churning happens for the meat massaging, and the treatment time is 16 hours. As with tumbling, they are going with massaging, treatment time of 16 hours with machine operating 20 to 30 minutes each hour. So energy introduced to the meat, which tends to disturb the fiber structure and accelerates the penetration of the curing salts and formation of the suspension. When it is formed with the solution of salt water protein solution, suspension that produces the good quality restructured product is massaging. When the massaging happens, there happens the disturbance in the fibrous structure in the meat. When the fiber structure get disturbed, the water molecules which is up to bound will be get connected with the protein, and which is made with brine solution get connected with the salt water and protein, and these combination makes the salt water protein solution, or this suspension will be made, that is it can be further made to produce the good quality protein restructured meat. After that, the blade tenderization. Blade tenderization is the one which happen by means of the blades, that is in the rollers blades will be fixed. When the tumbling is, when the meat is conveyed, it is pieces of the meat passed between the rollers, each fitted with a long number of blades. That is, many blades will be fixed in the conveyors, and after the process of cutting, the brains will be injected. That is, the cuts are made on the surface to accelerate the penetration of the brain. That is, brain is the mixture of the salt solution, and the formation of salt water protein complex happens here. As in the case of massaging happen by means of the pedals, whereas blade tenderization happen by means of the blades. So when the cuts are made, and through the cuts there the infusion of the material, that is the material get trapped into, that is the salt and water get trapped. When the salt is reacted with the water, there it forms the salt water, and the protein which can be elaborated from the material, that is from the meat. So it forms the salt water and the brine, salt water and the protein complex. So the next treatment is pressure treatment, which means pressurizing the meat, and by pressurization there happens the entrap of the brine into the meat, which means meat is subjected to the shock when submerged in water. This treatment subjects to very high pressure, where it accelerates the post-mortem glycolysis, which causes the tenderization. And the limit, that is hydrostatic pressure. Here when we are going with the meat, it happens with hydrostatic pressure at the limit of 1.05 into 10 to the power of 7 kilogram per meter square, which is at the operating temperature of 30 to 35 degrees Celsius at 2 minutes, results in the effective tenderization. And this pressure tenderization is the commonly adapting upgraded technique on tenderization. This is an equipment, that is meat tumblers. Inside this meat gets tumbled. Tumbling happens as the rotating structure. So at the operating of tumbling action, this happens. It comes with the household. When you are coming for the industrial purpose, the tumblers will be like a bowl choppers, which is having the rotating drums, which means the slided bowl choppers. And coming to the next is pressure treatment tenderization. So, pressure treatment is shock wave. It is an example. Here the meat is placed and it is subjected to the pressure treatment. After the pressure treatment, the brine gets infused into the food material, that is meat. Yeah. Next one is coming to the chemical methods of tenderization. Chemical is happening. So what are now the additives which is added as which is not as by the natural means, that is called as chemicals. So chemical methods, it is by means of salts and acids, balanced electrolytes, proteolytic enzymes. Tenderization by means of the salt and acids. When you are having the salt, that is acids when it coming for the vinegar, which means the 0.4% of the acetic acid. And the next one is salts. First thing is salts and acid. Salts, when you are coming for the salts, it accompanied with the brine. When it is coming with the brine, we will be telling it is the commonly available product is marinades. So marination is the traditional practice of salts to improve the palatability. Salt solution or acids improves the meat. Acid encourages the collagenases and cathepsins in the meat, which works at the low pH, and those breaks down the muscle structure, that increasing the myofibril swelling, with increasing water holding contributing to the tenderness and the juiciness. So this happens by means of the acetic acid, that is vinegar, most probably sodium carbonate added to tough meat while cooking with the vinegar, and this cleansing under running water to prevent excess tenderization. So excess tenderization means when it happens by means of the addition of vinegar and salts, entraction of water molecules in the myofibril occurs. So in order to avoid that, they will be keeping it in the water to prevent the excess tenderization, that is under running water. So when it is kept in the running water, excess of the salt solution and acid will be taken away. Only the thing which can be penetrated will be penetrated. Lactic acid, acetic acid, tartaric acid, malic, succinic or citric acid can be used for tenderization of meat. And next one is balanced electrolyte. Electrolyte means, as we know, electrolytes is the compound which can be injected. So when you are coming for the electrolyte by weight of water to the carcass, that is 2% of addition of electrolyte at the pressure treatment in freshly slaughtered carcass. This happens for the slaughtered carcass, and this separates the ruptured muscle bundle fiber to increase their tenderness. So as in the tenderization with the salt and acid, there it takes myofibril swelling, which results in tenderness, and here it will be dealing with the tenderness by means of separation and rupturing the muscle bundle fibers. So cooking pressure of water further separates, softens and ruptures the muscle bundle fibers for increased tenderness of cooked meat. And the next one is proteolytic enzymes. The commonly available proteolytic enzymes will be papain, bromelain and fusin. Those are derived from the plants, are used for the tenderization. These concentration depends upon with the type of the meat. The type of the meat is whether it is thick or thin or based on the species. And with the purity of the product range from 0.002 to 0.2%, which means here proteolysis occurs. Proteolysis of the meat fractions. So when you are coming for the proteolysis, which means splitting of the proteins, that is actin and myosins. So this is by means of the papain and the other plant derived enzymes. And these, one of the disadvantages behind these proteolytic enzymes is which degrades the structure, that is texture of the meat due to the broad-based substrate specificity, and this also results in the unflavorable taste. Ginger rhizome is an important and effective tenderizing compound, and it is an antioxidant, antimicrobial agent for meat, and as we discussed about turmeric, ginger rhizome is also an important thing for antioxidant and antimicrobial property of the meat.
And phosphate addition. Phosphate addition is addition of phosphate which is followed by the mechanical tenderization. That is 0.3% of phosphate is added which results in the fat binding. The important thing is fat binding and water absorption for the meat tenderization. And the diminished oxidation and rancidity. Okay, which means emulsifying capacity and emulsion stability and diminished oxidation and rancidity for the material. This method is recommended for the Indian situation of meat handling, for giving the meat with improved cooking heat and better sensory scores. And electrical stimulation. When you are coming for the electrical stimulation, it means the acceleration of the meat by means of the electric supply, that is, which results in the decline in the pH. Normal decline in the pH, which accelerates. Okay, and the next thing is, this is commonly employed for the sheep and cattle carcass to prevent, we know what is cold shortening. And the toughness which can be given by means of cold shortening is prevented by electrical stimulation. And this intenses the muscle contraction which speeds up the post-mortem process. So after the electrical stimulation, there happens the increase in the, that is, appearance get improved and the flavor possibility of flavor improvement is happening. And voltage range of 32 to 160 watt and the ampere range of 0.5 to 6, impulse range of 3 to 400 hertz, which will be differing with the muscle and the species. And the types of the electrodes which can be used for the electrical stimulation will be aluminium foil, probes, pin types, rectal probes, multi-point of electrodes, hooks and shackles. Okay, this is an example for the electrical stimulation. This tongs will be fixed with the meat and the meat will be going through the line, that is production line. It gets stimulated, that is electrical stimulated. After the electrical stimulation, there happens the tenderness. Electrodes position. Most of the electrode positions are neck to hind limb, sometimes in the spinal cords. And the electrical stimulation is, its effectiveness differs from species to species. For example, when one hind limb is shackled and the other side moves freely, so that its fixation will be differing. Time delay, that is, bleeding and stimulation of the carcass are received variable treatment. So, such as after the evisceration process and the splitting process, the time delay happens for the tenderization. Stimulation is not effective during the bleeding. So, yes, after the bleeding only, there happens the collagenases actions. Actin and myosin gets contracted and everything happens. So, that is during the bleeding, the tenderization is not effective. Thank you.